Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 57th episode of Kouryer podcast. Today, I'm joined with Sara Leal. She's the visual development artist and character designer from Faro, Portugal. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, yes, I shaved my head. I'm still the same host. The host hasn't changed. And with that out of the way, let's get to the questions. Well, first things first, give us a little introduction on how we got into visual arts and design.
Oh, well, I started by going after when on high school, I went to study arts. After that, I studied animation in university, which I didn't follow. And I did some research after going to an event here in Portugal. That is Trojan Horse was a unicorn. I found out there's something called visual development that had a name. That's what you do before all the animation it's done. So that's what the first contact I had with it. And after that, I decided to study because I heard about a school in Rome that I went to, and pretty much that's how it started. Because I really loved animation, so that I thought that would be the way to
All
go.
right. All right. And well, you give us a bit of a background, but were you originally studying art and design, or you were pursuing another career path? Maybe in high school you wanted to go to, I don't know, some other major, then change to art. So, what was the story for you?
Um, Actually, it's funny because here you before you go to high school, you do a test where they tell you what would be your ideal career or what you're inclined to do in the future. So I was in between music and arts, but to study music was a bit far for me as a underage. I would have to go to another city, and that was out of the question. So I decided to go for arts, which I always drawn as a kid. So I thought it would be like the best option because mathematics sure wasn't it. So I ran away from that as soon as I could.
All right. And well, I mean, we know that you're working as a character designer, but we want to get a bit more in depth. Right now, what is your main branch of design that you're focusing on? And tell us about your experience from the start of it until now.
Well, I started. I like I told you, I didn't know what visual development or actually because we don't have an animation industry per se. We do have, but it's something very small and very close. So I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I knew I wanted to draw, so I started drawing characters because it was fun. I used to join with some friends, and we would draw till late. And after discovering the visual development, I started taking it more seriously, and I was creating characters based especially on personality. Because I don't think I'm the best designer in terms of like shapes and mechanic stuff, but I try to push a lot of the personality in the characters. That's what's fun for me. Um, but in terms of what I do at the moment, it's basically character design. I think that's what I focus the most. I do some work as props or design overall for projects, but character it's what I do. So and that's what people ask me to do, either animals or humans.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they have a personality, that's where I go for.
Some sort of personality quirk so we can bring it to visual
Hmm.
life. Interesting. And let's talk about your design process now. How does your design process usually go anytime you want to start working on a project?
Well, every time I work on a project, well, I would say I don't have a process because every time is different. But in truth, there's some anchor points that I'll always keep. So I need to know what we're doing, and especially if I'm drawing a character, who is the character? So that's where I focus on. Then, if it's something I'm not very comfortable, or even if there's something new, I gather the references I need. But most of all, when I draw the character or the designs, I have to have them acting. So my process is always to have them doing something, acting, or if I have a script, if I know what the characters will do during the movie, the series, that's what I grab those moments and I try to put the characters acting that way. So not only the art director has an easier time to find the character, it also helps to see if they fit because sometimes you need like a tiny character, but if I draw them in certain poses they might look different, or they might look or stronger or weaker. That's also something you can play around with. So yeah, my process is always having the acting and the personality on it. That's where I focus most of all.
All right, and now, I mean, in this section of the podcast, I want to talk about some of your works that's on your both ArtStation and Instagram as well. Interesting thing, I while I checked your Instagram, like your first couple of posts are forest creatures and mechanical larvae, some really like demonic shaped creatures. Like, what are their stories? And like, because they're your first posts and
Oh
they're
yeah, I
usually
kept those.
yeah, there's always some interesting stories when it comes to first posts of every artist.
Actually, it was when I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So I thought, oh, okay. Um, mm, I know God of War has creatures. I know some games that, especially my boyfriend was used to play, have creatures. So I must have to draw creatures. So that was for a challenge, I think, that we did. I don't remember if it was for the character design challenge or something else. I can remember exactly. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to find my way into that, but I was always felt guilty because I hated drawing those kind of stuff. I really wanted to draw like the people, like humans and doing stuff, and I forced myself to draw those kind of drawings in the beginning because I didn't know what I wanted. So we would be me and my friends together, and we would draw whatever we were feeling to, so with no purpose, just drawing, because we had to study.
Yeah, true. And while I browse more, like it's so obvious how much you've improved more compared to your like your previous works, that how much your line art and line works have improved. Like in some of your gesture drawings, they're really obvious, and even the coloring is improved a lot. Now, I mean, of course, obviously, for anyone who practices consistently, they're gonna see results and progress. But one interesting thing that I actually want to talk about your works is that you recently drew a lot of pieces related to the universe of League of Legends. And do you personally play that game or
Yeah, yeah, an unhealthy amount.
still?
Yeah, yeah, I do because I didn't play that game when I was younger. I started recently, like 2 3 years ago, because my friends asked me to, oh, come on, come play with us. And first of all, I tried it. I was so addicted that I uninstalled. I was really scared. Oh my god, this is addictive. So I uninstalled it, and sometime later I installed it back again, and I started getting into the lore because it's really 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 cool. I really like the lore of League of Legends, and so I started liking more the characters, and that's why I'm playing around with them. It's also a nice way to relax after work. I don't have to think about design. Only have to think about drawing the characters that I find it funny.
I'm kind of amazed that you say relax. League of Legends is nothing but relaxing. It's not. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have friends to play with, sure, but
No, no, I was saying relax drawing the characters, not playing the game.
exactly.
No,
That's what I
I
was hearing.
muted my chat when I play, so I
Exactly,
don't have
exactly.
stress.
And who are your mains? Which characters do you mostly play with? Yumi?
Yumi
Oh,
and
awesome.
Swain. I also play Swain.
You're a
Actually,
support player.
yeah, yeah. I
All
don't want
right,
the
interesting.
responsibility. No, no,
Mm,
no. That's not for me.
yeah, being a ADC carries a lot of responsibility. It's like being the
Yeah.
superhero in the movie. Like you have to
Mm.
save everyone.
I tried out
Um,
the lanes, but I just want to play to relax actually. So
yeah, I know exactly. And you even did a piece with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, of the recently released Space Groove skins. You know?
space. No, no, no. I don't think
No,
I
if I'm mistaken, like the piece you did before the Jinx one.
uh no, it was not the groove one. I haven't tried any groove one. I
Mm,
retweeted about it because I
hmm
was really hyped about the skins, but yeah, I didn't draw anything.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, honestly, League of Legends is such a expansive, like, has such an expansive universe with a lot of like cool art and designs. Like Riot is just absolutely amazing with their artworks. And
Absolutely.
I actually had like some people who worked at Riot, and Yeah, I mean, it's just such an amazing. It's like Riot and Blizzard are like the two big things that most artists like dream about to even work
Yeah.
in someday.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. I used to be like a Disney fan, and my goal would be like, oh, I'd like to one day work
mhm.
for Disney. But lately, with what I've seen on League and how they are expanding the universe, I would be very happy if something came out of it, and I would be able to work with them in somehow with the comics or something like that. I would be really happy.
Yeah, actually, they do a lot of comics. Like they're doing so much. I'm 100% sure that you can find the niche.
Yeah.
Even as an intern. Like I'm not saying it to just give hope or anything. Like actually, because I checked your portfolio, you did a lot of works that are related to their like are similar to their characters,
Mm.
and fits into their art style as well. And actually, let me actually tell you a story about the last person I talked with that was an intern at for the game Valorant at Riot was Caleb Arredondo. He was my guest for episode 27 of the podcast. You can
Hmm.
even listen to the podcast if you want. But basically, how he got the position was he basically applied as a meme. He literally said that. And he was laughing. I didn't know. I was like, I just sent my resume as a meme. But the thing is that in his portfolio, like he had a character like an OC,
Hmm.
original character that kind of her guns like a female character that kind of looked like Jinx, was in the style of
Okay.
Jinx.
Mm-mm.
And of course he had like a decent good character design background. It wasn't it was good for like a someone who's applying as for an internship.
Yeah.
And because of that, and also the fact that out of like 100 people that applied for the same position, like usually when you want to go to like a high profile company, you try to you're not, of course, you don't want to be yourself. You want to be like as formal as possible and just try to be nice to the like the human
Yeah.
resources that is interviewing you. And the guy, because he applied as a meme, he didn't care. He was like super chill and like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is my profile. Yeah, hey, oh, thank you guys. I buy, casual like that.
Yeah.
And because of he was so chill and he wasn't like trying to force himself like into the company, and
Hmm.
his resume fits with the like the art culture of the projects they were doing, he got accepted, basic as that.
That's really
So
cool.
the main takeaways from is be yourself and fit your portfolio in the style of the place you want to work. I mean,
Hmm.
that's a no-brainer. And like honestly, already some of your original characters look like, I think, characters from like Valorant or League
Thank you.
universe, like legit. Like they are. You should.
It's just wishful thinking, I guess, but it would be
Uh,
fun. Maybe I'll do it for the meme. I'll tell you about it later.
exactly. Yes, exactly. I was gonna say that. Try it for the B. You never know.
You never know. Yeah. No, I had an experience like that when I was still on my teens, where I applied to, because here is a touristic area, so you have a lot of hotels.
Uh,
So summer job, usually you work on a
mhm.
hotel. I had worked there previously, but it wasn't a very good experience. So I applied anyway because I don't know, I needed the job. And I went there like, if I don't get the job, I really don't care. So my interview, I was all laid back. Yeah, sure. Because I didn't give a damn about it. I was hired that day because they thought, oh, she's chill. Okay, sure. I didn't get the job, but sure, thank you. No, but it was actually nice. It was actually a really nice experience.
Yeah, yeah. Have the same mentality. Do it for the memes. Yeah, you never know. All right, now let's go to the next question. Have you ever used your dreams as inspiration for your works, or have you ever had, one of those dreams that were like, so imaginative and so expansive that you even drew some stuff from it into your, visual stuff?
Mm. Well,
Or
I had.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but or any particular interesting dreams that you could, remember telling us, share with us that you think were interesting?
Well, I had a few dreams that I remember taking notes, but I forgot the dreams and the notes were a bit weird, so I could never remember what it was. But no, I don't think I ever took something from dreams. I wish I was that kind of person because I've seen really cool artists that I'm sure that's something like from dreams because their art is amazing and it's very abstract but in a beautiful way. So, but no, not in my case. I don't think I have any specific out of, I don't know, this world experience or dreams that would apply to my art. Actually, I'm very grounded, and that's something I try to break through. To be honest, because I'm very like, oh, this is how you do it. follow the rules, and I try to break that a lot. Mm-mm.
All right. And I mean, that's just an interesting question to ask everyone, not just artists, because dreams are such an interesting thing for me. And even actually, one of my main reasons that I got into drawing because I wanted to draw my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm the type of person that I even remember like hundreds of my dreams from my childhood and teenagers that they're so detailed and expansive with animations and colors and everything. And they're in my head, but I can't draw.
Well, yeah, I
You know?
imagine. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
I
of
had
course
like
I'm trying.
dreams that I can recall from childhood, but never. I never tried to draw them. I don't know. I just let them there.
All right.
I told you, I'm not like that kind of interesting artist. I'm very grounded. So.
No, come on. No, I mean, your art is pretty cool. And all right, let's go to the next question. Who are your favorite artists and designers that have inspired you the most?
Oof, a lot of them. Really, a lot of them, and a lot of them. Some have a lot to do with what I do. Some don't. But if I can generalize, anime and Disney, like those are
Hmm.
what I really like and love since childhood. But artists, I don't know. You have James Woods, Ryan Lang from Disney, Ellen Chen as well. Amy Thompson, I really love her work. Um, I really love. I don't know because he has different names in different accounts. But there's also that guy from Blizzard. What's his name? That he draws really bulky guys. It's really cool. His art. I can remember now. Sorry, I'm terrible with names, but I follow them all on Instagram. TB Choi, I can pronounce her name, but she's also really amazing.
Hmm.
She's really cool. I don't know a lot of them. Some of them because I just love the expressions. Some of them I like the simplicity of things, how they do them. Um, no, I envy a lot of people because they're all
Hello.
amazing on their own way. So I used to
I'm sorry. I think you disconnected for a couple of seconds.
really okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, because you went offline. Oh, never mind. Let's continue. I think we're good now.
Mm-mm, okay. I don't know where I stopped. Where did
TB
you?
Cho, something you said her name.
To be Choi. I pronounce Choi because that's how I read it in Portuguese, but I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name.
All
But
right.
she's really, really, really cool, really amazing artist. I don't know, a lot of artists that I like because they have different ways to do like characters or the way they express themselves. They have unique things about their work that I really love. That I envy. I was saying like I envy a lot of artists. Like oh my god, I really want to do this. When I see
Mm,
an artist that does like realistic stuff, I'm more like oh my god, I really wish I could do this.
mm.
So a lot of artists that inspire me. But there's I don't know his name. Also a Riot guy, Sukling. Sukling, I think that's his name. I can't pronounce them. Everyone has weird names. Who am I to talk right? But so yeah.
All right, and this actually happened a couple of times. Like not now. I mean, but when, like, for example, I'm recording a podcast, and it happens occasionally that when either my side or the guest side gets disconnected for a couple of seconds, the sometimes Zencaster doesn't encode the whole video, so it will be kind and give me the MP3, but sometimes it breaks out. So I'm saying this because if next time I see something like this happens, let's save the recording for when we recorded, then do it again, so we don't lose everything.
Okay.
But right
Okay.
now it's going good. But if it happens again, I'll let you know. All right.
Okay. Okay.
And for everyone that's listening, that's a really good thing to know in case you in future you wanted to do your own podcast. So when this stuff happens, try to partition out your product. All right, now with that out of the way, let's go to the next question. What is the main subject of your artworks and what made them interesting to you? Of course, by artworks, I mean the works you do for yourself, not for the commissions, or clients.
Well, like I told you, characters, people trying to create movements and expressions of people I know. I don't know, make them act, make them real, and interacting with each other. That's something I really enjoy drawing. Like I usually start when I start sketching. I usually, which is a terrible habit that I have, but I start with the face. Like I start with an expression, and then I draw the body, and the story comes from there. So that's what I do when I don't have to do commission or work. I just doodle that kind of stuff, and if it goes to a final drawing, awesome. If not, I just like to draw. The I like to make them alive. I
Hmm.
like to see that they're alive and they could be breathing or have a unique personality.
All right. And what technologies and softwares do you mostly use for your works?
Usually Photoshop. That's what I do for work. Also use recently I started using Clip Studio, and I also use Procreate when I on my iPad. I try to use Procreate, but it's not. I'm not as used to as on Photoshop or Clip Studio.
All right. And in your opinion, how to grow on social media as an artist?
How to grow? Well, for what I've seen, post a lot, and if you can every day, which I don't recommend, because for me it was very because I did a challenge of like every day I would draw either a sketch or a drawing for 100 days, and that took a toll on me. But recently, so I had a sudden growth on my social media, so I didn't do anything special. I just kept posting. But recently I tried the paid promotion just to see if there's any difference or anything. But I didn't see much of a difference, to be honest. But overall, just keep drawing what you like. I think fan
Mhm.
art helps a lot because people that don't know you at least know that character and come to you.
Mhm.
But I don't do that a lot as well.
And actually, I think one of the reasons I think could be the reasons like some of your drawings, like I'm seeing like character arts, like for example the League ones, and
Hmm.
like the pink girl, with the afro,
Hmm.
and I think the girl in the profile picture as well, the drawing you did, like these characters have such a vibrant colors, like their coloring and lighting is really good. Like it's like I think I found your page through like in one of the works on the Instagram Explorer,
Mm.
so the
Okay.
algorithm I think showed your page to me. So I mean that's a really good sign
Mm.
when
Oh, that's
you're,
cool. Well,
if
doing
I'm not mistaken.
the tagging is also helpful, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I think that it's really random. I found some people like that as well, but I think it depends on what you search because
Hmm.
I get a lot of League of Legends clips at the moment, more than art, unfortunately. But yeah, oh, I'm glad I showed to you because I think my page has been dead because last year was I had a lot of work, so I couldn't post as much, and I felt like my Instagram was slowly dying. So yeah, glad you reached out to you.
No, I mean your latest works are really good. Like compared to your, like it shows that how much you've progressed in like color theory and lighting,
Hmm.
because like the lights, the colors, like for example the Jinx's hair, it's a nice blue,
Mm,
it's a nice shades of blue,
it
it's good to
stands
the
out.
eye. I think this stuff really matters, especially like helps you to get in the algorithm.
Oh,
um
I,
all right, now let's move on to the next question. And actually I had like an interesting question alongside this as well. Any advice and tips for a good portfolio and resume for artists? And now, like before you answer, I want to also add this. I checked your resume on ArtStation, and it had like it's pretty interesting to me. It had like 35 pages. It was both your resume and portfolio at the same time, right? And I've never seen anyone done that. Like like usually because people send their resumes and they also provide the link to their portfolio, but not
so
the whole thing together.
now I have them separated.
Hmm.
I have like the both versions on ArtStation. I did it like that because I finished ID Academy, the course, and we had to do like a final portfolio, and that was the template that I chose because I would be sending just one file to the companies at Annecy because usually at the end of the year you go to Annecy. So since we were just sending one file to the company, or to the company you applied, I put everything together. I think I should have made my portfolio smaller, because 30 something pages is a bit too big, but that's what I got there back then. So actually, I need to update it. But yeah, there's not much of a reason. I felt it would be the easiest way to get all the information and also the portfolio
Hmm.
if they wanted to see more. But usually, when sending to a company, directly
Hmm.
to a company, I have the resume, and then I
Mm.
have just the link with my work.
Awesome. And what are you working on right now that you can tell us about? What kind of project is it?
Well, other than what I do for myself, I'm working on a short film at the moment. At the same time, on a game, doing some characters on the side for a game that's coming out. Uh, I wrapped up some character designs for a series back in January. So at the moment, yeah, I'm just doing the short film and working a bit on the game, but always open to work. So if you're listening, hit me up. It's fine. So yeah.
You said you're working on a game?
Well, I'm doing some characters for a game called Silent City.
Mm-hmm.
It's announced, so I think I can talk about it.
Oh, all right.
Um, so it's still in development, but I think
Mm-hmm.
people can follow the development on
Twitter, social
Twitter.
media.
Yeah.
All right. Silent City.
Hmm.
Interesting. Is it an indie title?
Yeah. It's
Oh, all right. And for anyone who's curious, they can just Google that. And I'm gonna Google it after this recording because I'm actually interested.
I'm not sure if I
And
can. I'll ask them if I can talk about it. I think so. I think so because it's on Twitter, so it's no
oh,
secret.
oh, this is awkward. All right. No, yeah, you're right. It's yeah, it's on Twitter. And yeah, I think we're good. I mean, of course, we just talked about there's a game and you worked on. We didn't leak out any information, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. All right. What area beside the area you're working on right now would you be interested to explore and learn in the future, given if you had enough time and resources that you wouldn't have to worry about like bills and stuff?
Oh, I would love to get into webcomics, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a fun, because I've grown reading comics, reading the Witch series, or manga. So I would love to, if I had the time and the resources, I would love to do a webcomic, and the courage, because I think there's a lot of courage involved to do comics in general. So I would love to do that, but I also have a story that I'm doing the development on my free time, that I think, it's something that I would like to develop if I have the time, and maybe show to the world one day.
You're writing your own story and universe with characters and stuff yourself.
Uh, it started inspired by a story, but yeah, it's its own thing. But it was very inspired by my country and the culture around it. So hopefully,
Mm.
gets done one day.
All right. And well, all right, with everything that's been said and done, to conclude all we discussed, please give us a roadmap for someone who is zero in visual arts and wants to get to the place you are in terms of skill set, like where to start, best tools, softwares, books, courses. So, for someone who is zero and wants to get to the place you are, all right,
Hmm.
what those steps look like, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, basic answer would be the fundamentals, right? Just to have your basis in place. But most of all, oh, sorry about that. The neighbor's dog is very loud.
No,
Um,
it's fine.
um, so I would say fundamentals, and but most of all, let me think about it a moment. Because I would say work hard, but actually I've been finding the way to grow easier with friends and a community that you can grow with, that you can actually ask for their opinion or get inspired by. Because the friends that I made at Trojan Horse was a unicorn. Because I was alone here with my boyfriend, because he also draws. He's an artist as well. We were alone in our city because there's not much of an industry here. when we went to Trojan Horse, we found a group of friends here in Portugal that we talk all like every day, and we exchange art and tips and encouragement to each other. So having a community or a close group of friends that you can actually share your work and learn from, that's also very helpful. Regarding tools, my Bible is Michael Hampton's figure drawing. So that's a tool that I often go to because it helped me a lot. And there's because I always felt anatomy a bit like math because very a lot of muscles, a lot of intricacies, and very confusing at times. So Michael Hampton explains the figure in a simple way and fun way to understand like how some muscles work or how you can see them or simplify them. So that was a very very important tool for me. um, Other than that, I also had back in the day like Prokopenko. I used to watch him a lot, like the fundamentals. As for design, I don't know. I always get inspired by what I watch and see. So watching a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, that's for me like also a tool to use. Mm.
All right, I think that's about it. And thanks so much for coming on the
Thank you so much.
podcast. And where can people contact you if they had a question? Is your Instagram okay?
Usually by email because I never see the
Mm-hmm.
request for messages. I'm very blind to that, so I usually take some time to respond there. So my email, it's on Instagram or ArtStation, so it's always
Yeah,
open.
I'll put that in the caption for anyone who's also interested. So, just can grab it an email if you had any questions
Yeah.
from the podcast or in general. And well, we've I think that's about it. Thanks so much for coming by and take care, everyone. Have a good day. See
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.